Hello everyone, today I'm going to be unboxing and swatching and talking about these Schmincke Watercolors Aquarelle 36 half pan watercolor set. I bought these watercolors about a month ago and I have been dying to swatch them because swatching is probably the best part about getting new watercolors. The reason why I bought new watercolors is that, to be honest, I've just had a few problems with my core set and I have been using a lot of travel kits lately and I really like having pan sets over tubes. It might sound petty and stupid, but just the time that it takes to squeeze out colors of the tube and constantly opening bottles and putting the tops back on, it just takes a lot more time, and I just really like the feel of being able to just put my brush into a pan, grabbing the color and just mixing and going with it. So you're probably asking why I didn't just put my core tubes into pans. I did a lot of research when I did want to go into this, and I saw that core wasn't the best for putting into pans because apparently they lose their vibrancy and their color when they dry and then are reactivated. So I didn't want to destroy my tube colors, so I will be saving them to use later. But for now, I really think it is time for me to upgrade my watercolors because I am a professional illustrator, I think, at this point. Art is my job, even if you don't think my style is something that deserves such watercolor quality. I think that at this point I need to invest in the best supplies that I can for my career, and obviously you do not have to have the best watercolors to be an artist. Personally, I just want the best for my art, and I was just very excited to see the difference in quality between these extremely expensive yet professional watercolors because I have not used something this professional before. Just like everybody else, I started off with something very cheap. I started off with Loft. It's $7 for a huge array of colors. The quality isn't the best, but I think it's good to start off with something cheaper just to see if you are into it. Now the problem with that is that sometimes the quality can scare off people because they think that watercolor works a certain way with cheap colors when in reality it's supposed to be smoother or better. But I think when you're starting off, it is good to just dabble in cheap supplies. But as I said, I have worked my way up. I started off with Loft, the cakes, then I worked up to Staedtler watercolor tubes. Then Dave got me core for Christmas, and I am thinking that Schmincke is probably going to be my final destination because these are quite expensive and I can't imagine paying any more for watercolors, but we'll see. In the future, I would like to do a comparison video. The only problem with that is buying about 20 sets of watercolors that I'm never going to touch seems like a waste and kind of insane, but I thought it would be interesting to buy all of these different watercolors, test them out for a video, let you guys know my opinion on the different brands, the different price ranges, and even though I have only used them to swatch and talk about, maybe I could give the used watercolors away. It seems kind of stupid and I kind of feel bad, but I think giving these watercolors away that I just tested is a lot better than having them sit on my shelf for the rest of my life and never touching them. So if that's something you guys are interested, I might consider it. I'm not saying it is going to happen, but I do want to compare different watercolors because people are always asking me brands that are cheaper, that are good to start off with, and to be honest, I just don't have the experience with playing around with different colors, but I would like to. I just don't want to have 1,000 watercolors sitting on my shelf not used. So again, let me know in the comments, do you want me to buy a variety of brands and price ranges to test and make a comparison video out and then do a giveaway to give these watercolors away? It's something that I do want to consider, so let me know if you're interested in and I will consider it. Alright, now that I have rambled on for far too long, let's talk about these watercolors and how they come packaged. I think when it comes to more expensive products just in general, not just art supplies, I think companies do like to focus on the packaging because really packaging and unpackaging things is part of the experience of getting a new item. I would be lying if I said I did not enjoy unwrapping all 36 of these colors. It was like getting 36 Christmas presents and opening each one. Seeing the color on the outside of the package and then opening it to find out what was inside and just seeing them in all of their beauty. It was a lot of fun, and it seems like it would be a chore to unwrap all of these, but I enjoyed it. Something I found interesting while unwrapping these was that some of the colors were really stuck to the back of the wrapping, and I think this shows that these watercolors aren't super dry. That just gave me a really good feeling from the get-go because it let me know that these aren't going to be dry, powdery, and chalky, but they are going to be probably very smooth and wonderful to work with. So now that all 36 of these wonderful colors are unwrapped and ready to use, let's swatch these colors. It's the best part. Something I absolutely love about this watercolor set is that they do come with a swatch paper. Usually I do create my own paper by cutting out a piece that fits into the set and charting out the colors, labeling them myself, and then swatching them, which is not a big deal. I enjoy the whole swatching process. But the fact that this company includes a swatching paper for you, I think is very nice. It just looks really good, and I like it. It's one of those things where you are paying a lot for this product and they are giving you a really good experience, and I do appreciate that. And of course, I do need to apologize that half of my footage of swatching the colors was corrupted, so I do apologize, and I am also not happy about it. But on to talking about these colors. When swatching these watercolors, I didn't swatch them the normal way I swatch colors. I thought I would follow the directions that they included on the back of this paper because why not? Usually when I swatch my watercolors, I will get a brush full of color and then gradually water it down as I brush. But they suggested putting down the color and then putting down water on the other side of the block and then mixing them together and letting it just naturally flow together. The reason why I'm not a huge fan of this way is because you don't get a super even gradient from the pigmented color to the watered down color. I find it a lot easier to control as I water down the brush myself, but I do appreciate the way it looks. It does look a lot more interesting being uncontrolled and kind of flowing on its own, and it was a lot of fun doing it a different way, and I did enjoy it, though I think I would probably stick to the way that I normally swatch my watercolors. I just thought I would give the professional way a chance and see how they are supposed to go. So right off the bat, I did notice that these colors are the most pigmented watercolors that I have ever used. They are so bright, and wow, I have to say I do not regret spending that amount of money because you definitely get what you pay for. These colors, they're great. I don't know what else to say other than that they are the most pigmented. They go down very smoothly. They do not dry chalky. You don't see any separation between the colors. Just overall, these were very pigmented. They look fantastic, and they are a joy to work with because they are so smooth and so easy to work with. I really like the amount of blues they include because honestly, I really like the color blue, and I did find it interesting that they did have quite the range of blues because there are a lot of blues. Though I will say I might be a little disappointed that there is no sap green. I'm just going to have to settle with that olive yellow green. It's not quite a sap green, but I will survive. So overall, I am pretty happy with how these work. I did try them out for the first time with a full illustration in a live stream I did yesterday, so if you haven't seen me use them, go check out the live stream. I know it's really long, but if you just want to see how they work in a full illustration, I think they worked pretty well. I think my only complaint about this watercolor set is that I do not understand how to get the pans to stay in place. I have searched and searched all over, and it just seems like people have to get little pieces of sticky stuff to put under the pans to keep them from moving around. I do think that's a little ridiculous, but I guess it's just something you have to deal with for the quality of watercolors. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I know it's not something that I normally do on this channel, but I thought it would be fun because I'm kind of excited. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!